Hello, this is Brian. Today is Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023, and I'm here at Mission Bay Park here in San Diego. Bear with me today because there's going to be a lot of freeway noise because I'm right next to Interstate 5. But that's not what I care to talk about today. I want to do a Trees of San Diego episode today. Today, I want to talk about this beautiful tree right here. Some people who live in Central and Northern California might see some familiarity with this, and I'm going to go into the reason why soon enough. Well, this is a strawberry tree, Arbutus unedo. It might also be the horticultural form Arbutus Marina, but regardless, this is a small evergreen tree in the Heath family, the Ericaceae. It's a small evergreen tree. The formal species form is native to Europe, and we do have a close relative that is native here to Southern California, and many other species of relatively close relatives as well. So let's go into that momentarily. First, what I want to do is talk about this tree here. So the strawberry tree is known for its beautiful red bark, red, orange, sometimes slightly multicolored, sometimes some hints of yellows and even hints of green and honey color in them. And that's pretty common for plants in the genus Arbutus. This is Arbutus unedo. And what we have are these kind of thick, 3 to 5 inch long leaves with teeth along the edges, so the leaf edges are serrated. Then, in late spring, they have these beautiful bell-shaped flowers. Here they are right here. Very beautiful bell-shaped flowers. Very common Heath family characteristic. As you can see, they open here. The corolla's open at the top, and the pollen and everything is on the inside. So the corolla is basically a globe shape or bell shape with an opening at the top or at the bottom, depending on how you view it respectively. So this is a fairly common landscape tree here in Southern California, and I've seen it quite a bit here in San Diego. I've seen it in Orange County, and it seems to do pretty well in these climates that are winter wet and summer dry, because I believe that's what they live with in their native lands in Europe. So I talked about the bark, the rich green leaves, and the leaves are mostly glabrous, a little bit shinier, darker green on top, a little bit lighter underneath, and they're alternately arranged on the stem. So what does the fruit look like on this? Well, they kinda, not whole, they come in these clusters like this of these little berry-like fruits that are kind of warty. Well, not warty, but prickly. They're not going to hurt if you touch them, but they're kind of grainy, they're mealy on the inside, and they are round and they're red when they're ripe, and they're usually formed in these clusters. Unfortunately, there are no fruits left over. It's usually more of a fall and winter thing to see the fruits developing. Usually during the summer, you'll start seeing the little ball-shaped fruits that are kind of bristly on the outside. And it's just a beautiful tree. So now I'm going to take a picture or two of it, and then we'll start talking about some other deals with this tree. So, got a view of some of the aspects of this tree here. So let's talk about some of the other stuff. So again, these beautiful bell-shaped flowers. The little corollas look basically like a bell-shaped tube with an opening right there. I think that would maybe cause some issues with some insects trying to get to the pollen. So I know on some plants with bell-shaped flowers like this in the Heath family, a lot of times there will be some species that actually cut holes into the flowers and steal the nectar, probably without even pollinating it. So just for a little overview, again, rich green leaves, basically glabrous, dark green on the overside, a little bit lighter on the underside. And again, with the bell-shaped flowers, this is going to start turning into the fruit, which again comes after the flowers. And these are starting to form these little red berry-like fruits. Well, right now they're green because they're not ripe, but eventually they'll be red, kind of grainy on the inside, and bristly on the outside in these long linear clusters or racemes. As you see here, these will eventually become bristly fruits that are real grainy on the inside. Here's a fruit right here, actually. There are a few of them. So eventually, this will turn red, and it'll be kind of warty and slightly bristly on the outside, as you see here. We have some fruit developing on this plant. I didn't see that the first time I was looking at this plant. I started recording another segment of this video, and then I ran out of memory, so I had to switch a card, and now I'm kind of forced to try to guess where I left off. But, so, we do have a lot of related species related to this plant here in California, and those come in the form of Pacific madrones, Arbutus menziesii, so Arbutus unedo or Arbutus Marina, and then Arbutus menziesii, the Pacific madrone, which is a large shrub to very large, also evergreen tree that has very similar flowers. They tend to be whiter, but also develop fruits like this on them, clusters. I refer you to my late October episode or video where I do a brief overview of the Pacific madrone, which in this case was a small shrubby tree in the Santa Ynez Mountains, for reference to this. So what happens is the Heath family is divided into several different tribes, and the tribe that this plant belongs to, along with our Pacific madrone, is the Arbutoideae, the Madrone Tribe of the Heath family. So again, this isn't the Ericaceae, but it's divided into its own clade called the madrones. Now we also have slightly less closely related plants that are also in the Madrone tribe that are native here to California, and that includes the manzanitas, most notably, in the genus Arbutoideae. And we have several species of manzanita, many species of them, including here in Southern California. Here in San Diego County, we have a good few species of those as well. So they also have those whitish bell-shaped flowers, which is pretty common in the Ericaceae and very common in the Arbutoideae. So we have those. And then we also have some lesser-known genera, lesser known around the world, but locally pretty important here, I say. And those are the mission manzanita, or Xylococcus bicolor, a monospecific genus only found here in Southern California and northern Baja. And we also have the summer holly, Comerostaphylos diversifolia, which is also another quite rare plant as well. And then we also have the Baja bird bush, or palo blanco, or Ornithostaphylos appositifolia, that's a very rare local endemic here in far southern San Diego County, east of the Imperial Beach, and probably a little bit more common in Tijuana, near Tijuana. And those are also in the Madrone Tribe, and they do have a lot of similar characteristics. So, pretty interesting. So I'm going to go up to one more tree before I end this video, and we'll take a look at this other smaller one here. Alright, so again, I apologize for all the freeway noise. There's not much I could do about it. But this specimen here's got a little more peeling in its bark. You see some multicolored hues. A little bit of orange, some darker red, reddish brown, and even some slightly yellow honey-colored spots. And you can see the flakiness of the exfoliated bark. You see here. This smaller specimen right here. So this is it. The strawberry tree. And the name from that comes from the fact that the fruits very slightly superficially look like strawberries. And they got that rich reddish hue when they're ripe. So there you have it. Arbutus unedo and Arbutus Marina. Again, Arbutus unedo is the formal species, and Arbutus Marina is the cultivar that's closely related as well. So I'm including them both here in this video. There it is, strawberry tree. Now you do have some fruits developing. You see kind of there, you see some fruits there, some fruits hanging. So again, very similar to our native madrone. Sometimes you kind of have to take a second look to make sure you're not looking at a madrone tree. I've had to do that, not gonna lie. That's gonna do it. Thanks for watching my video. Hope to see you on another episode soon of Trees of San Diego.